back with Sammy Previtt of Find Food Freedom. And let me tell you something, if you want to be wildly entertained and educated at the same time, you must follow this lady on Instagram, TikTok, all of the stuff. So last time around, you and Rance talked about how you don't love resolutions because it's so restrictive.
Yeah.
Now you've got a list here of some things that we really need to be thinking about if we're thinking about health, and it's surprisingly because you're a registered dietitian, not just diet.
Yes, and I think that's what people get so surprised. They think when they come to a dietitian it's all about food, but there's so many things that impact our health. I'm not going to walk through all of them due to sake of time, but one I want to point out is our social circumstances, which is like our social connectedness to our family, our friends, our community. That has an impact on our health 24%. So when you think about 2020, how much our health has been impacted socially, it's crazy.
So the point that you make with all of these different aspects of your health and things that affect your health is that when somebody decides, okay, I want to be healthier this year, and they Google it, the first thing that comes up is diets.
Yep.
And you're suggesting, while that is important, it's not nearly everything. So do you actually cover all of these things with your clientele?
We usually do. We'll go through all of these factors together, but the most important one here is the individual behaviors. So you'll see it makes up 36%. So that does incorporate nutrition, but also movement, stress management, sleep, all of those things that we can talk about that people can have resources to completely free. You don't have to invest in these fad diets and pills that say they help your health, but really they can be harmful.
Well, before we end anything, I want to ask you, because this is the one thing you say a lot of times, and it's one of my favorite analogies when you talk about the bow and arrow. Can you just quickly cover that?
Yeah, so the bow and arrow represents restriction and binging. So Rance and I were talking about the resolution of people say, I'm never eating carbs again, right? So you would take your bow and arrow and say, no carbs, no carbs, no carbs, and then you hit that breaking point saying, I can't do this anymore, and that arrow flies so much further in the opposite direction than if we just allowed ourselves to eat carbs, which are our body's #1 source of energy.
So not only is Sammy, like I said, so entertaining on social media, she also is offering something for free right now if you visit her at Find Food Freedom. And what is that?
So at findfoodfreedomtraining.com, I have a 1-hour training that actually goes deep in depth into that bow and arrow analogy you and I were just talking about. And it just really teaches people how to make peace with food, how to remove the restrictions and improve your health.
And that is for free. So be sure you take advantage of that in the new year. And rather than maybe resolving to do these things, maybe just decide you're going to learn and educate yourself.
Love that.
So thank you so much and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.